need to know. Okay. So before I begin, I would like to know if did you guys explore the videos that I sent related to NumPy and pandas?
Yeah.
And did you find it easy or tough?
Easy.
Easy. Okay, pandas is quite easy. So that's great that you have explored it. If you didn't, doesn't matter. I'll try to teach it from scratch. Okay. So in exploratory data analysis, today we'll be seeing three major techniques, which is like the base. Okay, but before that, let's see what data analysis actually is. So when it comes to machine learning, data is the most important part. You train your model on what? Data, right? So EDA is basically like being a detective for your data. You can inspect, visualize, summarize, because easily identifiable when you are going through a CSV file. Okay, suppose you have a CSV file, you can't just find some patterns in that. Thousands of lines of data is there, so it can help you uncover patterns and trends and outliers. Outliers are some data points which are not actually related to the data. There are some missing values, there are some like values that are not making any sense. So for outliers, we'll have a separate session. Today we'll see the basics. Okay. So it's just like Sherlock Holmes finding hidden clues before solving a case. Okay. So you have to be thorough with your data whenever you are doing machine learning. Data analysis is a subset of machine learning. It is very important. Okay. So it is like knowing your thing. If you are suppose working at a company like a machine learning engineer, so you have some data. Now, first thing you will do is go through the data, present it to the team, like what you have found. Then you will go on select the model and stuff like that. Okay. So the three things that we are going to learn today are handling missing values, data visualization for insights, and feature selection. Why these three? Because if you guys did the previous project, some of you encountered missing values, and I received a lot of DMs like how to handle them. So I did try to solve them on your DM. So you guys remember that the empty columns you had in the AQI data set.
Yes.
Okay, you remember that. Nice. Then we'll see data visualization, the various plots. We did make a histogram last time in the last session, right?
Yeah.
The
Yes.
linear regression line. Then we'll see feature selection. Feature selection is actually very important because sometimes you have, let's say, a data, and in that, some features are not at all useful. Not at all useful in the sense that suppose you have a CSV file related to the data of various houses in a society. So I have a column, let's say serial number. Is it actually useful? Will it make sense if I'm predicting, let's say, the annual income of the people residing in the society based on their various attributes like name, their monthly income, their, if they are the house owner or they are on rent, right? So serial number would not make any sense. So feature selection is also done mathematically, trying to find the best features and to remove the redundancy in the data. So first we'll see what these three are, then quickly we'll see what these three are, what are the techniques, then we'll directly jump to the coding part. Okay. So in missing values, we have two techniques, imputation and deletion. I think most of you deleted the columns last time, right? For the AQI one. Did you guys delete it or what did you do?
Yes.
Yes, clean the data.
Yeah, you deleted the data, right? So deletion, first I'll come to deletion. In that example, going to that example, in that you had some missing values, you deleted those rows. So it is done when there are many missing values. You are not able to, let's say, make any sense out of it. So it can lead to biased or misleading results. So imputation is not reliable when missing data is like excessive. Then we come to imputation. Imputation may we have three modes: mean, median, and mode. You guys remember what is mean, median, mode, or do I need to explain that?
We
Like mean,
remember.
We know that.
mean is average, right? Median is the most occurring, the middle value of the data set. You arrange it in ascending order, right? Then mode is the most occurring value. So it preserves your data structure, because delete कर देना सब कुछ is not useful. हो सकता है you are missing out on some, or you're deleting some really useful values. Okay, so it is useful when data, missing data, is minimal. After this, we have data visualization for insights. Now, this is like a vast topic. If you are into, making plots, and you like graphs, and you are like to make that, so what you can do is you can compare relationships between data and reveal pattern and trends. So we'll see some of the plots. There is no end to it. You can go to any website and search for the various plots that you can use. Okay. Then we'll come to feature selection. Now, feature selection is done using random forest model, which is an ensemble technique. So it is a supervised learning algorithm. Okay, last time I remember somebody used random forest in their AQI prediction. That was really good. So we'll use random forest. We'll see what are the most important features, and according to those features only, we'll take that to feed into the model. I hope till now everything is clear. Any doubts? Any
Can you
questions?
repeat this one? The that like the one that you're teaching just now.
Tyson, could you please repeat? Your voice is breaking.
I am saying, can you please repeat this one?
Yeah. So in feature selection, you are selecting the important features that are actually helping in predicting something. Okay. Let's go with the AQI example. In that, you needed to predict what? PM 2.5 value, and there were some features, right? Suppose one of those features is not that useful. How do you find that? You find that using random forest model. We are using a model for this, okay? Which is an ensemble learning method. It can be used for feature selection. It will give you a score, how important each feature is. Then you can select that, those important features, create a different data frame, then use that to feed to your model. Is that
Okay.
clear?
Yes.
Got it? Okay, now we'll come to the coding part. Just a second. Did you guys explore this week's project on your own?
Yes.
Okay, what is the project about?
It is basically on like data analysis and some cleaning also.
Yeah, what is the data set? The name of the
It is,
data set?
I think, Toyota Corolla.
Yeah, Toyota Corolla. So Toyota Corolla data set is basically the data set about Toyota cars, their fuel capacity, their engine strength, their model, their make year. So you have to perform EDA on that. So before I begin with the coding part, last time I didn't deduct much marks for you, all of you, but I did notice something. What you guys were doing was that you are writing the whole code in one cell. Please don't do that. जैसे कि let's say this right here. We'll see all this. I have prepared the notebook already. इसमें पूरा कोड यहाँ पे लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. You need to do importing in one cell, क्योंकि this is Python. You need to see the output of each line. Okay, so import the libraries in one cell, perform the next operation in another cell, then the next one in another cell. Okay, please don't write everything in one cell. This is notebook for a reason, because you want to see what is happening at each line. Okay, I hope I'm clear.
Okay.
Okay. क्या हो गया आज सब शांत है फर्स्ट सेशन में वाइज वेर वेरी एक्टिव प्लीज बी अ बिट लाइवली ओके सो the data set I have today is the data set related to Titanic. Now we'll search for this data. Titanic data set, Titanic movie. What this is available on Kaggle. Okay, this data set. This is actually a competition on Kaggle, which is going like पूरा ही चलता रहता है. It doesn't have any end date. It is still running. So in this data set, you are given some files. Uh, Yes, you are given some files. We'll download one of these training files. because I we are just going to see how it works. So I have this train.csv. I'll upload this file right here. Train.csv. सो टाइटैनिक वाले डेटा सेट में ना एक और चीज़ है देखो. It has these values. It has passenger ID, whether the person survived or not, ship क्योंकि डूब गया था. Then P class is the data, then name of the people, right? So this is the data. They have already done some data analysis here. We will see what we can do. Okay. I think I uploaded all the files. Never mind. So first what we will do, we will use NumPy, Pandas and Seaborn. I didn't send any video related to Seaborn because it is like plotting various plots in this, and we are also going to use PyPlot. Seaborn is also simple. No need to worry about that. So somebody was saying ki you explored Pandas. So what are the two types of data structures in Pandas? Anybody? If you have seen the video, you must be knowing this. Okay, no issues.
I guess
I
data
guess
frame,
data frame. Yeah, data frame is one of them. Then another thing is
series,
uh
I assume.
series. Yeah.
Series.
Series.
Yes, yes. Great. So first we'll import everything. Import it. This is how you annotate your notebook. Okay, ऐसे you can add text. यहाँ पे you can do annotation. This so next time इस वाले project में you have to make sure कि आप ऐसे कर रहे हो. So what we will do? This is import numpy as np, import pandas as pd. PD is basically an object of this library. So we will use this object to perform various functions. So what I have done is I am creating a data frame called as data. Okay, and I am going to use this function read csv because this is a csv file, right? So it will read this file not found. Just a second. Yes, the file, it has read the file. We will get some basic information from here. Okay, the basic information we are going to get is how many rows are there in the data frame, how many columns are there, what is the data type of each column. So first I'm going to use this function dot head. So dot head, it will show the first 5 rows from 0. It takes जैसे array list में होता है 0 से start होता है, इसमें भी 0 से. So by default, it shows the first 5 rows. Okay. So if I run this, it will show me these rows. I can also specify the number of rows. So this is the data. These are the columns. So what are the attributes we are having? Passenger ID, whether the passenger survived Titanic crash or not. Then passenger class, जैसे ट्रेन में होता है या फ्लाइट में होता है वैसी वाली class for the ship. Then you have name, sex, age, SIBSP, part. This is something related to the ship, I think. Then the ticket number, fare, and cabin, which cabin they are residing in. Embarked is basically the location from where the ship has where the passenger has boarded. So I think these are related to some places. They have encoded it. So I got the first 10 rows of the data frame. Is it okay? अभी तक समझ में आ रहा है?
Yeah.
नेक्स्ट ये क्या था? हेड से था, टॉप से ऊपर से जितनी इसमें रोज हैं. नाउ फ्रॉम द बॉटम. सो देर आर टोटल 890 रोज इन दिस. नाउ आई विल यूज द फंक्शन टेल, जैसे कॉइन में होता है हेड टेल. It also shows the first 5 rows by default. So it has shown. I can also specify the number of columns here. Next thing we are going to use is data info. Now this function in pandas, it will tell you about each column, the column name, whether it is null or not, उसमें कोई null value exist करती है कि नहीं, and the data type. So int 64 is for numbers, ऑब्जेक्ट इज फॉर नेम, जितनी स्ट्रिंग वैल्यूज हैं pandas में they are treated as objects. Then you have some float values in fair. यहाँ पे ये float values हैं. So if you run this, you get the data info. Next is data shape, getting the number of rows and columns. इसमें ध्यान रखना, it doesn't have this parenthesis, इसमें ये नहीं है, only shape लिखना है आपको, and you get the number of rows and columns. So there are 891 rows and 12 columns. यहाँ पे 890 इसलिए था क्योंकि it starts from 0. यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया? Getting the basic info.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This collab file will be made available to you. Now handling missing value. So पहले हमें चेक करना पड़ता है कि इसमें missing values actually में exist करती हैं कि नहीं. So again I am going to use the same data frame I created and this function dot is null. Now what this is going to do is हर column में if there is a missing value at a particular place it will show true. So in the first column cabin में there is a missing value. Let's see है इसमें. हाँ देखो, मिसिंग वैल्यूज आर नॉट जस्ट एम्प्टी. इन pandas they are changed to nan, okay, which is like null या empty. अब देखो इसमें कितनी मिसिंग वैल्यूज हैं, लाइक बहुत सारी ही होंगी. सो मुझे ये नहीं पता चला कि हर कॉलम में कितनी है. फॉर दैट आई यूज दिस data dot is null dot sum. Now column wise I'll get the number of missing values. So in age column there are 177 missing values, in cabin there are 687 and in embark there are 2. So इसने मुझे अब कॉलम में पूरा दे दिया. अब मुझे अगर जानना है कि पूरे उसमें कितनी है, लाइक पूरे उसमें 866 प्लेसेस पे है. सो लाइक हमें ये रिमूव करनी होंगी मिसिंग वैल्यूज. बट मिसिंग वैल्यूज में मैंने बताया था देयर आर टू टेक्निक्स, डिलीशन एंड इम्प्यूटेशन. सो फॉर डिलीशन यू हैव व्हाट, डिलीशन में हम आई थिंक एज में स्टार्ट करते हैं. पहले देखते हैं. देखो एज इज व्हाट, न्यूमेरिकल कॉलम, न्यूमेरिकल कॉलम है ये. तो व्हाट आई कैन डू इज आई कैन यूज इम्प्यूटेशन. I can replace it with mode, median और mean. But you might think कि इसमें थोड़ी redundancy आ रही है कि what are we doing, हम तो ऐसे like we are guessing it, we are taking a mean or mode, right? So what I will do is I will check the column df. I am creating another data frame. Okay, what I am going to do is I am going to use this function fill na for median, and in place means इसी वाले में हो जाएगा ये. Okay, so this right here, understood?
Yes.
Okay, then इसने क्या करा, अब हम चेक करते कि एज की चली गई कि नहीं. एज की एक्चुअली में जा चुकी हैं सारी मिसिंग वैल्यूज. व्हाट डिड वी यूज, वी यूज्ड मीडियन, राइट. हमने मीडियन यूज करा है इसमें टू रिमूव द मिसिंग वैल्यूज. अब लेट्स कम टू केबिन. केबिन का डेटा टाइप लेट अस चेक फर्स्ट. इट इज ऑब्जेक्ट. ऑब्जेक्ट मीन्स सम स्ट्रिंग. ओके. सो फर्स्ट लेट्स चेक. देखो एज में अब देर आर नो मिसिंग वैल्यूज. इट डजेंट प्रिंट ऑल द कॉलम्स बिकॉज फिर बहुत बड़ा हो जाएगा. सो फर्स्ट 5 एंड लास्ट 5 आर प्रिंटेड. नेक्स्ट what we are going to do is, yes, you can also use mode, no issues. Guys, just a second, I'll be back. So sorry. Yeah, I'm back. देखो, so इसमें we have this column called as cabin. अब cabin में I said there are object string है इसमें. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop it. अब मुझे नहीं पता कि कौन कौन से cabin में बैठा है, right? जैसे यहाँ पे देखो B42, C148. I can't just predict it. इसमें mean mode median नहीं निकाला जा सकता. So I'll drop those column. So imputation के लिए what did you use? Fill na देन मीडियन, यहाँ पे आप मोड भी यूज कर सकते हो, मीन भी यूज कर सकते हो। इन प्लेस मीन्स एक्चुअल डेटा फ्रेम में ये रिप्लेस होगा, नॉट इन अ कॉपी। आप इसे हटा दोगे तो ये इसमें ही स्टोर होगा, सिर्फ डीएफ डेटा फ्रेम में इट विल बी रिफ्लेक्टेड। ठीक है, next is this one, dropping the column. So I'm going to use drop any. So two important functions, fill any and drop any. यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया?
Yes.
ठीक है, ये हो गया। नेक्स्ट इज कि अब हम देखते हैं हमारे पास कितनी बची हुई हैं मिसिंग वैल्यूज। सो देखो इसमें कोई नहीं बची, एम्बार्ग में बची हैं बस। सो एम्बार्ग्ड में भी हम ड्रॉप कर देते हैं बिकॉज दो ही हैं, सो ये दो कॉलम्स हो जाएंगे। ड्रॉप करने से कोई दिक्कत नहीं आनी चाहिए कि इसमें भी आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते। एस एस सी क्यू। सो डेटा एनालिसिस में होता है कि समटाइम्स आपकी मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ें या कुछ कॉलम्स आप हटा देते हो, कुछ चीज़ें आप रिमूव कर देते हो। तो यस, आपके पास 10K लाइन्स का डेटा सेट हो सकता है, बट हो सकता है यू आर ओनली यूजिंग व्हाट 8K बिकॉज यू परफॉर्म सम ईडी ऑन इट। तो ये हट गट जाएंगे एम्बार्क्ड से भी। सो देर आर नो मिसिंग वैल्यूज। सो वी हैव हैंडल्ड मिसिंग वैल्यूज। यहाँ तक किसी को कोई डाउट, क्वेश्चन?
Can you explain
No.
subset here?
कैन आई एक्सप्लेन व्हाट?
Subset.
या सबसेट, हाँ सबसेट रह गया, थैंक्स फॉर रिमाइंडिंग। सो देखो इफ आई डू दिस drop any, I have specified what column but it will show me an error because it takes an argument। ये function का है। subset means the number of columns that you, the name of the column that you want to delete। I can also write the name of let's say kb, इसमें से भी ये ड्रॉप कर देगा कि ठीक है। सबसेट इज लाइक ये पूरा सेट है आपके कॉलम्स का, आउट ऑफ दीज यू आर ड्रॉपिंग व्हाट दिस सबसेट। अंडरस्टूड?
Yeah.
ओके, सो दिस वाज मिसिंग वैल्यूज। यहाँ तक पक्का किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं है ना?
No.
Okay, now let us come to data visualization. Visualization is what? Plotting things, right? So, pehle we are going to do a count plot. Let's see what a count plot is. क्योंकि count plot is basically like एक histogram देखा है या bar graph देखा है? So, count is like this. इसमें yes, right here. यहाँ पे पूरी count आ जाएगी। यहाँ पे you will have your attributes or your column values that you want. So हम इसमें क्या यूज करने वाले हैं? We are going to be using matplotlib. So we are using PLT, which is the object of matplotlib. Do I need to zoom into my screen or is it visible?
Yeah, you can zoom.
Okay. So first thing, the thing is you need to remember functions. So if you do ED on 2 to 3 data sets, you will get used to it. Okay. तो first time if you are doing might sound कि इतने सारे functions हैं, but धीरे धीरे हो जाएगा. So PLT object में I'm going to create a figure. Figure is basically this square box of size 6,4. This 6,4 is the ratio. 6, 4. Then I'm going to use C1 to make the count plot. C1 we imported it as SNS, so I'm going to use C1. Count plot me on the x-axis I'm going to have this x right here. तो ये आपका जैसे आप प्लॉट्स बनाते हो उसमें x axis आता है वो। Hue is survived. Hue is basically कि आप इसमें जैसे किस चीज के बीच में आप बना रहे हो ये survived लोगों के बीच में and what is their count. So what is the column that you are using? You are using survived column. So यहाँ पे ये आ जाएगा and which data set or which data frame, the data frame we are going to use is data. We had the same name. Then you can also give it a title यहाँ पे, right? And then you can run this. So if I analyze it, I can see that in females very few population of those who were like what, let's say this might be 10 and this might be 5, let's say. So 5 years से less वाली females ने कम survive करा है, कम survive करा है मतलब they died, right? Then mostly the females who were survived were from this range 0 to 80. Those who didn't survive were in this range 0 to 5. Is it making sense?
The y-axis is the age or the number of people?
Number of people.
Okay.
Hmm. Then same for males, right? So this is like 0 को हमने मान लिया है survived and 1 को हमने मान लिया है uh, those who, sorry, 0 is for those who didn't survive and 1 is for those who survived. Now this was your count plot. Now we will make another count plot. We will see the distribution by gender. So what we will do, again we'll use count plot function, this, right? I have used the title and x axis पे the data I am going to use, the column name is sex, right? So ये हो जाएगा आपका distributions of passengers by gender. Okay, this is another plot. So one important plot you have learned till now is count plot. Okay, it tells you the count related to what data frames attribute. Next important thing in this Titanic data set we are going to use is histogram. Histogram, you guys know what is histogram?
Bar graph.
Yeah, kind of a bar graph.
The one
Histogram is a,
the bar.
yeah, histogram is a chart that groups numeric data into bins. Bins are basically this rectangular columns, right? Displaying bins as segmented columns. They are used to depict the distribution of the data set across some values. So from age 0 to 80, we are seeing the frequency of passengers. So if you are looking closely, mostly people are from this 30 age group. If you want to group it, most people are from what? 20 to 60 years of age. 80 years के लोग टाइटैनिक में कम थे. So this is the plot for age distribution. So ये distribution देख के मुझे क्या पता चला? What useful thing did I get? I got to know कि age distribution क्या था, most लोग कौन से जगह में थे, right? So data analysis is not just for machine learning. Data analysis is also used in various other things. Like suppose you are running an ad campaign and I have this, let's assume I have this distribution of people who buy my product. So what I will do, I will focus my product towards this age group. I'll make an ad which is useful to these people, right? Understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Next thing is violin plot. A violin plot I'll explain. Code से पहले I'll explain the plot only. So you can see this is the violin plot. अब इसमें ना it is represented like this. इसमें density show हो रही होती है, density of distribution, and this line represents your quartile. Quartile is basically you have a data, उसमें there are 4 quartiles, q1, q2, q3 and q4. They represent the percentage of data attributed to a specific column. So when I say Q1, Q1 is first 25 range of first 25 data. Where do they belong? First 50 is Q2. First 75 is Q3. Then Q4 is pura 100%. So this represents your interquartile range. Understood?
Can you repeat, please?
आपको इसमें क्या नहीं समझ में आया? एक
Like,
बार बताओ.
when we have four quartiles, so
Hmm.
the second one, is it like for the complete 1 to 50 or the one representing 25%?
1 to 50
Okay.
violin plot. एक बार देख ही लेते. This is the interquartile range. इसमें ये point represents your median, right? And these are the range for your data. Understood? यहाँ तक समझ में आया?
Yes.
नेक्स्ट द कोड इज रियली सिंपल. इसमें वी आर देखो, सी वन में द थिंग इज वेरी सिंपल. हिस्टोग्राम बनाना है, यूज दिस कीवर्ड हिस्ट. अगर आपको वायलेंट प्लॉट बनाना है तो यूज दिस. ठीक है. तो इफ यू वांट टू मेक अ काउंट प्लॉट, यूज काउंट प्लॉट. तो ये आपको याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है, इजी है ये. तो if I see the age distribution by survival, I use this plot also for survival. This also. The thing is, जितने different plots आप बनाओगे उतनी अच्छी understanding आपकी हो जाएगी आपके डेटा को लेके. ठीक है. सो इसमें यू कैन यूज, आई हैव यूज कलर पैलेट कूल वार्म. अगर आप ये हटा दोगे तो आई थिंक द डिफॉल्ट वन विल बी शोन. Yes, the default one is blue. अब इसमें in Seaborn, in all these plots there are various color schemes that you can use if you are much into uh, making it beautiful, making your plots beautiful. Okay, so इसमें I used cool warm. Default में it is blue. Understood?
Yeah.
Next comes feature selection. अब feature selection से पहले we will see what is random forest model. I'll तो बहुत छोटी इमेज है. हम्म देखो, रैंडम फॉरेस्ट समझने से पहले यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज डिसीजन ट्री. यू आर गोइंग टू कॉलेज टुमारो और नॉट इज अ डिसीजन, राइट? यस और नो वाला डिसीजन है ये, राइट? या कोई बीच में भी डिसीजन आप लोग लोगे कि देखेंगे, हो सकता है, राइट? बट इसमें यू आर गोइंग टू मेक your decision lie right here. Ki what is your decision going to be? If it is going to be yes, then you are going to do this. So you went to college, you are going, let's say your question is, am I going to college tomorrow or not? If you are not going, if you are going, if you are not going, then I would sleep till 10 o'clock. Otherwise, I would sleep the whole day. This is also a decision. So, based on the decisions, you have a final outcome. Okay. So, इसमें क्या हो रहा है? Random forest में you have a decision tree. अब decision tree की mathematics is something else. I'll share a link. You can watch that. 5 minutes की video है, but you will understand everything about decision tree. तो decision tree में it is not like yes or no. It is like mathematically evaluating based on certain factors. अब उसमें one of the factors is genie impurity. अब I don't remember the whole formula, but yes, कहाँ गया? हाँ देखो, जीनी इम्प्योरिटी इज किसी क्लास में आपका डेटा कितना बिलोंग कर रहा है. व्हेन आई सेड कि आप कॉलेज जाओगे या नहीं जाओगे, तो इट इज योर डेटा, the final outcome is belonging to some other class, right? Then you have entropy also. So ये पूरा थोड़ा complicated सा formula है, but use करने जाओगे random forest, very simple, you are using a function only. So when you club multiple decision trees together, you get a random forest. Then what you do, मान लो कि the question was, am I going to college or not? So इसमें if you did go to college, this would happen. Let's say some class A thing would happen. If you didn't go, this would happen. If you went to college, this would happen. So majority आपका क्या आ रहा है random forest में? Combining all the decision tree, what is the outcome? That is taken as your final input. Understood?
Yeah.
पक्का ना, किसी को समझ नहीं आया हो तो पूछ लेना.
आ गया सर.
आ गया. ठीक है. बिफोर फीचर सिलेक्शन हम एक और चीज देखेंगे विच इज हीट मैप. अब देखो, लेट्स सी व्हाट टू डू एंड व्हाट नॉट टू डू. अब देखो यहाँ पे जो मेरे पास पूरा डेटा सेट है, इसमें क्या है? न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यूज हैं, स्ट्रिंग वैल्यूज हैं, बट हीट मैप टेल्स यू द कोरिलेशन बिटवीन द डेटा. Correlation is like how closely they are related to each other. So to do that, I need to remove the string values क्योंकि it only works on what? The numerical data. इसलिए I have taken this example. इस example में it won't work because it is saying could not convert float अब देखो इसने इसको फ्लोट माना है। अब ये नाम क्या है, मॉडल और योर फंक्शन वुड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द मैथमेटिक्स, इसमें कोई मैथमेटिक्स नहीं लगा सकता, इसीलिए वैल्यू एरर आया यहाँ पे। सो व्हाट आई वुड डू, I will select only numeric columns. So I have created another data frame. From data only, I am going to select some particular data types. Select D types and include only numbers in them. Understood?
Yes.
ठीक है. Now I am going to make my correlation or the heat map. अब again I have used the size. I have used, because my function is very simple. Heat map ही इसमें हमें करना है. Numeric data dot correlation. अब data analysis में there are some correlation factors, like there is Pearson's correlation. Again mathematics. Don't worry. हम function use कर रहे हैं direct. ठीक है. Some other correlation factors are also there. ठीक है. तो by default it uses Pearson's rank correlation. Next, annotation true. Annotation means basically यहाँ पे ये जो values लिख के आई हैं annotated है ये, right? अगर आप हटा दोगे you will not get these values. Then again I have used the color scheme, which is cool warm. Then line width is 0.5. Line width is basically this. यहाँ तक समझ में आया सबको? I'll explain what are these values.
Yes.
Okay, so if I run this, what I am getting is ये जो न्यूमेरिक डेटा था ना ऊपर, यस, ये न्यूमेरिक डेटा लाइक पैसेंजर आईडी, सर्वाइव्ड एंड पी क्लास, इसमें दे यूज द पियर्सन्स रैंक कोरिलेशन फॉर्मूला. पियर्सन्स रैंक correlation formula to find the closeness of the value. Now if you see again, this formula is really big and really scary, but it's simple actually. If you look closely, you have taken xi minus x bar. X bar is the mean of the values of the x variable. I will not go deep into the formula, but it will give you a value between 0 and 1, and you can get the uh, correlation between the data. If you see, passenger ID is closely related with passenger ID. Passenger ID और passenger ID तो obviously correlated होंगे closely, इसलिए इनकी value 1 है. That's why जो सारी diagonal values हैं, क्योंकि वो खुद के साथ ही relate हो रही हैं, are closely related to each other. Next is passenger ID and survived. The relation between passenger ID and the survived is 0.11. मतलब ज़्यादा relation हुआ नहीं. Then you also get values in negative, मतलब negative correlation है. The positive correlation is from 0 to 1 obviously, and negative is from -1 to 0. So if you see, इसमें कोई good value है? Good, I think 0.38 between parch and fair. So this data is closely related. It is very difficult to get a correlation of 0.9. उसका मतलब क्या होगा कि your all the in the data everything is dependent only on this value, but in this data like Titanic it won't happen. ठीक है, यहाँ तक समझ में आया?
Yes.
Okay, next we are going to convert our categorical variables. Categorical variables क्या होते हैं? ये देखो, जैसे कि आपका हो गया जेंडर. जेंडर में क्या आ रहा है? स्ट्रिंग. अभी कैटेगरी है, इधर दे आर गोइंग टू बी मेल और फीमेल. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज एम्बार्क्ड. एम्बार्क्ड में भी तीन ही चीजें हैं, इधर इट इज गोइंग टू बी एस, सी और क्यू. दीज आर एक्चुअली प्लेसेस जहां से उन्होंने हैव बोर्डेड द टाइटैनिक. तो इसमें क्या होगा कि कैटेगोरिकल वेरिएबल्स आपके डेटा सेट को नहीं समझ में आते हैं. यू नीड टू कन्वर्ट देम ईदर टू अ न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू और टू सम अदर वैल्यू. कैटेगोरिकल वेरिएबल्स के बारे में इन द लर्निंग पाथ देयर इज अ रियली गुड कंटेंट, यू कैन स्टडी दैट. ठीक है. द टारगेट वेरिएबल, now what we are going to do, we are going to find the feature selection, selecting the best features using random forest. ठीक है. So the for I'm going to use these values. and I have dropped the categorical variables. Numerical variables are only I'm going to use, and the target variable that I need to predict is what survived. So I'll run this. Then I'll use train the random forest model. N estimators and random state I'll explain. Before that, random forest classifier. Why classifier? Because in the first session we learned about classification and regression techniques, right? So classification is what? They are surviving or not. It is a yes or no question. Not you are not predicting a numerical value. Okay. So N estimators is actually the number of uh, estimations that you take. ये जितनी nodes बन रही हैं, these are your n estimators. Then random state is basically how randomly you are selecting the data. If your randomness is high, then your model will be more generalizable. Generalizable means कि unseen data पे it would perform better. तो जनरलाइजेबिलिटी इज बेसिकली कि यू हैव सम डेटा, अब आपने उसको उस पर ही ट्रेन करा और आपने कुछ रैंडम उसमें नहीं रखा डेटा लेते समय, ट्रेन करते समय, टेस्ट करते समय, सो इट विल गेट यूज टू दिस डेटा ओनली. कुछ नया आएगा, इट विल प्रिडिक्ट समथिंग रॉन्ग. सो वी आर गोइंग टू ट्रेन द रैंडम फॉरेस्ट. Random forest classifier is not defined. Think we didn't import random forest from. यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आ रहा है ना?
Yes.
ठीक है. तो what did I do? I have imported the random forest classifier. Now we will make the data feature selection. Model is trained. Random forest. All these supervised learning algorithms when it comes to regression and classification are very simple. देखो ये model यहीं पे train हो गया. Now I will plot the feature importances. So random forest ने uh, एक आपको एट्रीब्यूट रिटर्न करता है व्हेन इट हैज ट्रेन्ड द मॉडल विच इज RF. RF इज बेसिकली दिस ऑब्जेक्ट डॉट फीचर इम्पोर्टेंसेस. हर फीचर जो मैंने यहाँ पे हैव टेकन एज इनपुट उनकी इम्पोर्टेंस. ओके, सो आई एम गोइंग टू प्लॉट दैट यूजिंग बार प्लॉट. सारे प्लॉट बहुत सिंपल है, यू जस्ट नीड टू नो द नेम. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे यू कैन सी द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट फीचर इज फेयर related to survival rate. If you try to make sense out of it, if somebody was in like economy class of Titanic, maybe their cabin was not at a good place, or maybe they were not able to access the lifeboats when the ship was about to collide, right? So हो सकता है इसलिए it is कि सर्वाइवल से आपका फेयर इज क्लोजली रिलेटेड. देन कम्स एज. जो ओल्ड लोग होंगे वो रश नहीं कर पाए होंगे कंपेयर टू द यंग वंस. देन if you are a male, then you have survived a lot. So maybe all the ladies were in distress. We wouldn't know. Then all these values, P class, Parch, SBF, SIBSP, and embarked from a place S and embarked from a place Q. These are not closely important. So when you are training a model, it is not that you will only take the important ones. No, you have to take a good amount of everything, but जो एकदम related नहीं है, don't take that. So if I am training a model, I would not take embarked Q. I would take embarked S. ठीक है? I may not take P class, but I would definitely take age, fair, and all this. So this was all the coding part. This collab notebook will be made available to you. यहाँ तक किसी को कोई डाउट?
नहीं.
Nops.
सो आर यू गाइज अप फॉर अ क्विज, या किसी को कोई डाउट है तो अभी पूछ लो, नहीं तो आई
क्या
विल.
फायदा
Excuse me.
उससे जैसे तुम्हें धोखा देता.
In the random forest training,
या
I have used 43. We can use 54, 67 and random values, right?
या एनीथिंग, एनीथिंग यू कैन यूज. इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. इट इज ओनली हाउ जनरलाइजिंग, हाउ वेल यू आर जनरलाइजिंग द मॉडल. बट स्टिल द फीचर इंपॉर्टेंसेस में एज और फेयर ही आया है. ठीक है.
Like
Yes.
why it is like 42 is the most recommended number. Like
या 42 इज द मोस्ट रिकमेंडेड नंबर. पढ़ के आए हो, नाइस. चल Shall we have the quiz? After that, we'll discuss the next project.
Yes.
ठीक है, just a second. I'll share the quiz link in the chat. Just a second. quiz में there is one multiple choice multi correct question. ठीक है. So I think वो first question ही है. I have shared the quiz link. You guys can join in 2 minutes. We'll start at 7:48. Uh, so we have 4 participants till now. Last time की तरह, please don't share the quiz link on the group because you guys have attended this session. So yes, bonus activity is for you only. We have 31 people. I think I should see 29 people in the quiz. So start joining, please. Meanwhile, for this week's project, you have the Toyota Corolla dataset. In the learning pathway, you have some normalization techniques and handling the categorical variables. You are also going to do that. And please don't write everything in one cell in Google Colab. It is really not readable. So please ensure that you are submitting the project nicely this time. पिछली बार also you guys did, but इस बार you have to make it more better. ठीक है? I am starting the quiz. Done with the quiz, everyone? Or some of you are still attempting?
Still doing last question.
Okay. I think everybody is done with the quiz, right?
Yes.
So this time we have a different set of top five people. We have Ved Ratna at the top, then Ishan, Khushi, and Adya, and Tamogna. So congratulations to the top five folks. You will be getting extra points based on your position, the top five. Then the next set of folks, those who are like below the leaderboard, you will be getting points on your accuracy. So now let's discuss the questions. And I can see the class accuracy as 73% this time. Okay. So, which of the following are common strategies for handling missing values in a data set? So, the answer is PPT. Maybe I told you all that there are two techniques, imputation and deletion. So, the correct answer is deleting the rows or columns with missing values, then replacing missing values with mean, median, or mode. Why do I see 12 people with incorrect? चलो कोई नहीं, आ जाएगा, कोई नहीं. So इस क्वेश्चन में किसी को कोई डाउट तो नहीं है, बिकॉज इट इज वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड.
No.
Okay, next question. So, how does a random forest model help in feature selection? We saw this. What does it do? It assigns importance scores to features based on their contribution to predictions. So, जैसे हमने plot में देखा था, we plotted it, but we can also get a score using RF dot feature importances. ठीक है? So, इसका correct answer is assigns importance scores to various features. Next question is, which of the following command correctly drops missing values from the k-bin column in a pandas data frame named df? अब इसमें somebody asked about subset. So if you were listening, so इसका आंसर होगा df dot drop any subset equals to k-bin. इसमें ये नहीं होगा क्योंकि pandas में columns are enclosed within brackets and columns अब deprecate हो रखा है. When I was doing EDA, we used to use drop any के साथ, यहाँ drop है sorry, but drop any के साथ columns equal to k-bin, but this is now deprecated. You use subset. ठीक है. Next question is, what is the primary goal of exploratory data analysis? इसमें भी 5 लोगों ने गलत करा है. Wonder what you guys marked. So it is used to summarize and visualize data for insights. ठीक है. Next, the fifth question, which of the following visualization techniques is best suited for detecting multicollinearity among multiple numerical features in a data set? So what is multicollinearity? जैसे हमने हीट मैप अपना प्लॉट करा था, उसमें वी वर गेटिंग द रिलेशनशिप अमंग ऑल द फीचर्स, राइट? सो इसका आंसर इज हीट मैप. मल्टीकोलिनियरिटी वी विल सी इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. ये थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट बनाने के लिए था क्विज को टू सॉर्ट आउट पीपल, बट या. सो दिस वाज द क्विज. This is your leaderboard. Congratulations to the folks, those who have got the positions. Congratulations, Ved Ratna. I remember you from LinkedIn. Okay, so it's great seeing you here. So, अभी किसी को प्रोजेक्ट में कोई डाउट है तो you can stay back. If you have any doubts related to today's session, you can stay back. Otherwise, you can leave. Thank you so much for joining. Good night, everybody. If anybody is having a doubt, you can proceed to ask. Yes, Sanya.
Sorry, it was a mistake.